This conference will now be recorded.
So hope everyone up to the mark today. That means till date everyone practiced or not.
Hi, Sujit.
Hey, hi Vishnu.
Yes, Sujit, I think you uploaded transform complex Python drive instead of
Yeah. Yes,
exception
yes,
start.
yes. I have taken that. I have taken that point. Just now I sent a message to the vendors as well. Again, they are looking into it. It will be
Okay,
uploaded in the exception first session.
okay, okay. Sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, thanks.
So
Yeah,
yesterday I just started about M unit and I stopped it. So what is an M unit? Yesterday we discussed about 2 points. What is an M unit? Yes, yes, please. What is an M
Yeah,
unit?
it's a testing framework, right, for testing mule applications.
Exactly. It's a testing framework to test, right, the test cases of your mule application. Correct. At the same time, JUnit. What is the JUnit? Yes, JUnit.
Yeah, it's test framework for Java applications.
It's a testing framework for Java applications. Similarly, MUnit is a testing framework for Mule applications. Right? Nothing else. So today we are going to discuss about the MUnit framework. In that process, we'll see what is an integration testing, what is an unit testing as well. Right? So I have a very beautiful use case I created. And one more thing I just honestly want to tell you, I didn't get any chance to work on MUnit in my working career. Sometimes you may get the chance, you may not get the chance sometimes, right? So, but and one more thing, if you are aiming for a certification from the MUnit, you are not going to get a single question also, right? Because it's not part of that, right? It's not part of a fundamental course. But I introduced this one to you because you sometimes you may end up in writing some test cases as well. Okay, for that I don't want you to be in a dilemma that what is this framework like that. Okay, just to have some idea. Of course, MUnit is again it's a very big framework. Okay, just you need to know how to use this MUnit framework. There are multiple strategies. I will explain few strategies in that. Right. So what is an integration testing about? What you know. What is an integration testing?
It's a testing
Yes,
where
please.
we combine all the different modules and ensure they're all working together.
Okay, okay, okay. What is unit testing then?
Unit testing where you check each part of the program. So it could be on an individual module. Again, there could be some say different features that we test separately to make sure that they are working.
Not depend on the external module, any other module, it's alone. Yeah. Okay, assume in our Mule application, how we'll treat this integration testing and unit testing. Let's see. Assume that this is a flow. Okay. What is the structure of a flow?
You have a source, process, and error handler.
Source, process, and error handling. What about others? No one want to respond. Source, process, and error handling. Yeah, Kishore, Sahitya, Vishnu, Pranay, Ashwini. Please unmute your mic and please participate in the session so that it will be easy for you. Right? Source, process, and error handling. Now, what we configure in the source part?
Listener.
Inbound endpoints, which will convert that request into event. Event will be processed by the processor. Okay. Assume that this is the flow one. I have one more flow. Flow two. Here also we have a listener and we have some processors. Now, in flow one, we are using a flow reference. You know, when you use a flow reference, where the process will start in the flow two.
In process.
In the process part, right? At the end of the flow, the event will be given back to the flow reference in the flow 1, right? Now, assume whatever the processors in the flow 1 are dependent on the values coming from a flow 2 in the event. Okay, then my flow 1 is dependent on a flow 2. Yes or no?
Yes.
Then
Yes.
can I call that flow 1 and flow 2 are integrated with each other, right? If I want to test the logic present in a flow 1, definitely I need to deploy this flow 2 as well. Then only the values coming from flow 2 will be available for the flow 1. That means for the remaining processes. Yes?
Yeah.
Right? So now we'll call this as an integration testing. Then what is an unit testing? Unit testing. Same example. In the flow 1, whatever the logic I have, I just want to test that logic. Only that logic. But when I want to test the flow 1, definitely it is expecting some values from flow 2. Right? So how we can do that?
We can
Yes,
mock
please.
it.
Exactly. Mock the values. We will see how to mock the values, right? And how to give that as an input. How we can mock the flow itself and what are the values coming from that flow, right? So in order to explain about this unit testing and integration testing, we have a very beautiful use case. Let me import that project here. See what a small mistake I have done while designing. Every time when I'm giving this project to the candidates, I'm forgetting this point. So import munit start project, but in that XML file there is no use case. Okay, what you can do, import a solution project. See, there is no use case here. So import a solution project. 01 munit solution and copy that XML. What is present in the solution project, copy that XML to the start project. Simple, that's it. Expand that solution project and copy that 01 munit demo.xml to 01 munit start project. Okay, just to have that use case in my start project. Still it is loading. Yes, I have now I have that use case here. So remove that start project which is empty. Start XML file which is empty. And rename it. If you want to rename, you can rename that XML file. How to rename? How to rename any file?
Right.
Yes, how to rename? Huh? Refactor. Under the refactor, we have a rename option, right? And just remove that and write a start. Simple. That's it. Okay. Close all, and in this 01 munit start project, open that XML file. Okay, let me explain this use case. So please concentrate here. Okay, first I have a listener. Let me open that listener. So first, I have a listener. Okay, listener listening on 8081 slash test is the path. Slash test is the path. Okay. Next, what that listener will do quickly. What that listener will do? Convert that incoming request into
Mule event.
mule event. So event contains attributes, payload, and variables. Now, by using the set payload, what I'm trying to do? I'm trying to set a payload by extracting the query parameters value. So query params dot URL underscore key is a key. So query params, whatever the value you pass, example, I'm passing payload underscore 1 as an input. So this value will become payload value in the event by writing this by writing this database expression. Yes.
Yep.
So what is the payload value right now? Payload 1
Payload
is the
also.
payload value. Yeah. Next, that event will be sent to next processor. What is the processor name here? No, processor name. Processor name is a flow reference. Always remember, processor is a flow reference. It is referencing to some other external flow. What is that flow? Choice flow. Right. So whenever you use a flow reference, you know the event will be processed by the first processor in the child flow. So what is the processor I have? Choice router. You know, choice router will work based on some condition. What is the condition I have written? First condition. If the incoming payload value is payload 1, then this route will execute. If the incoming payload value is apart from payload 1, any other value, then second route will get executed. What is there in the first route? What is the processor it is pointing to?
Flow
Flow
reference.
reference. Flow reference is pointing to which flow? Some flow like subflow 1. Right? If I pass any other value, the second route will execute. That means it is pointing to subflow 2. What is there in subflow 1? So can you please tell me what is the event structure before this subflow 1? Do I have any attributes?
No.
I have attributes, right?
Yeah, URL key.
In the event, I have query parameters and attribute. Do I have any variables or do I have any payload? Of course, yes. By using a set payload, I extract this payload value and set as a payload, right? So in the event, I have a payload. But do I have any variable? I am trying to create a variable in the event. Based on the input what you passed, either first subflow 1 or second subflow 2 will be executed. That means either by using a set variable component in subflow 1, I am creating one variable with the value my variable 1. When this my variable will be created? When this my variable 1 will be created? When I pass the input value in the query parameter as a payload 1. If I give any other value, variable 2, that means both the variable names I have given my variable only. Right? Variable value is variable 2. So now can you please tell me what is the event structure after the flow reference in the main flow? Yes, please. What is the event structure after the flow reference in the main flow?
The payload will contain the variable, right?
No. Why? Why payload will contain a variable? No, very simple. What is the event structure? Attributes, payload, and variable. What is the attribute I have? What query parameters attribute?
Yeah.
What is the payload I have?
My variable.
No.
Payload underscore
What are the
1.
variable?
Payload
What are the
underscore,
value
payload
I passed?
underscore. Yeah.
That will become a payload. And what is the variable?
My variable
What
one.
is the variable?
My
two.
variable one.
How many variables are creating now in the event?
2.
One.
No, there will be only one
One.
variable.
Only one, either this route or this route. Okay, based on totally whatever the value I passed in the input. So as a tester, okay, when you are writing, why we write the test cases? First of all, whatever the logic you built, is it working appropriately according to you or not? Correct. So you know what is an input and what is an output as well, right? So first of all, here the event structure is attribute, payload, and variables will be variable 1 or variable 2. Now that event will be processed by the choice router again in your main flow. So what is the choice router? What is the condition I have written?
If variable equal to my variable.
So in the event, the variable value is equal to my variable 1, then the condition is satisfied. Otherwise, it go to the default route. So assume that it is satisfied, and this set payload till now, what is the payload value till now, till before this set payload executes?
Payload 1.
Payload 1. So if it that payload 1, that is overriding with the response underscore
Response
payload
payload.
underscore 1. Otherwise, whatever the value you pass, that will be the payload till now. Now it will become a response underscore payload underscore 2. So finally, you know input and output of the particular application. Okay, understood clearly?
Yeah.
Yes, understood the use case?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, now I will discuss about the integration testing here. So my main flow, okay, let me rename these flow names so that you can easily understand. Main flow, this is the choice flow, subflow 1, subflow 2, right? Now I want to write a test case for this flow. Okay, then I want to check first of all how to write a test case. Very simple. MUnit is acting as a framework to your Anypoint Studio. So wherever which flow you want to write a test case, right click on that MUnit, create a blank test for this flow. So what is the structure of a flow? Source, process, and error handling. Source, process, and error handling. So this is the flow. Where we write this flow? In a configuration XML file, correct?
Yeah.
Similarly, we can create a test. Test also contains 3 parts. One is behavior. One is execution. Whatever the logic you want to test, that execution. After testing, what you are expecting, that you can write in a validation. If you want to mock anything, you can mock under a behavior, right? This is called a test. This is the structure of a test. Where this text can be written, the test will be called as a suit. Finally, it is an XML only. It will call as a suit. In that suit, we can create a test. Same concept, right? Now here you can see one suit got created. In under that, one test got created. Let me change the test name. I'm writing as a test 1. Okay, test 1. Okay. Whenever you create an MUnit, on the right side for that project, two parts got added. You can see 2 modules, MUnit and MUnit tools. So MUnit, under MUnit you can see some operations, and MUnit tools also you can see some operations, right? Now assume that if I deploy this, flow reference is referencing to which flow?
Main flow.
main flow. So whenever you use a flow reference, execution will start from where?
Set payload. Processor.
Set payload. From the process part, it is a set payload right now. Set payload means what? We are trying to set a payload value where?
Invariable.
In the event. But here when I deploy this, where is the event? Who is creating that event? Yes, please. Yeah, where is the event here? First of all, you got my question? Yes, sir. Please respond, guys. Are you connected?
Yes, we got a question. Answer we don't.
First, getting the question is very important. Actually, see, this is a flow reference which is referencing to main flow. Execution will start from the set payload. So normally, if any flow is referencing to another flow, first flow will have a listener, so that listener is converting into event. But in this case, I don't have a listener. So here we need to set that event. Under MUnit, you can see set event. Just drag and drop that set event before that flow reference. So what is the structure of an event? Attributes, payload, and the variables. Correct? So attributes, payload, and variables. What I am in the set payload, what I am trying to extract? Yeah, what I am trying to extract? Am I trying to
Query
extract the attribute? Yeah, query params, attributes. So in the set event, I just want to set an attributes. In the transformer section, I told you something to remember how to mark the attributes on the left side. Right click on that attributes, edit sample data. Observe that, remember anyone? When I'm using a filter concept. Let's see. So query parameters, attributes are nothing but a key value pair, right? Key value pair to be written in a curly braces. Next. What is the key? Query params. And what is the value? Again, value is a key value pair. What is the key?
URL.
URL underscore key is a key. And what is the value? Payload 1 is a value, right? So always remember, you need to write that in a single quotes. Whenever you are writing a key value pairs, you need to write in a single quotes in your MUnit when you are marking that. And one more thing, is it a value? What I am writing, is it a value? If it is a value, you need to write in some syntax. What is that syntax? What is this syntax is representing here?
Data view language.
Data view expression. You can go to the configuration XML and observe here also, same thing. You are trying to set an attributes. Okay. Save it. Next. My set event will set that event from the flow reference. That means by say using a set payload, you are trying to extract the value from that event. Then you know the flow how it works. Choice flow is not referencing to route choice router. Sorry, in that choice flow it is referencing to choice router. Choice router will work based on some condition. So I am passing in the set event what I am passing the value as payload 1. So this condition will be satisfied and this flow reference will execute. So that flow reference is referencing to subflow 1. That means it is trying to set the variable. So what is the value? Finally, you are going to get my variable 1. So that my variable 1, is it extracting in choice router? Yes. So the condition will be satisfied. And the set payload is trying to set a payload value as response underscore payload underscore 1. So what I need to do, I know output, I just want to write it logically. So I just want to verify that. Assert that, basically assert that. So how to assert means what? Assert. I'm expecting so and so response, whether I'm going to get or not, I'm just checking that. Okay, that is called the, normal meaning of assertion. So if you click on that MUnit tools, there is something called assert that. Drag and drop onto the validation part. What I want to assert? What I want to assert?
If the
Switch to the expression mode. Whatever the payload is coming from that
equal to
application in that event is under MUnit tools in data view, there is one function called predefined function called equal to what?
and
Is it a value? If it is equal, then my test case will be success, right? If it is failed, I want to display some message. What message I can display? Payload is not as expected. Okay, save it. Now let me deploy, right click on the run MUnit suite. So on the left side, if you observe that MUnit, one window I have. Under that, you can see run 0 by 0, errors 0, failures 0. And you can see here, what is this name? 01 MUnit start test hyphen suite. What do you mean by that?
oh, that is
It's a
testing.
suite name, right? In this suite, how many tests I have? If we expand this, we can see how many tests I have in that suite. Only one test, right? If you select that test, and if you have some errors in the test, then you can see under MUnit errors. Okay, let's see whether it is going to be tested successfully or not. If it is success, then you can see the acknowledgement here in a green color bar. You know one thing, MUnit is a very colorful application. Icons will be keep on differ. If it is in green color, understand that the test is success. If it is red color, there are some errors, right? And if it is blue color, sorry, MUnit errors means errors only, correct? And if you see any blue color icon, that is your test case is having an exception, right? Let we'll see all this stuff. So right now, can I say that one test got deployed and it got executed, no errors and no failures? That's why you are able to see test is success in green color, right? Let me change that, asset that to payload 2. Now, whatever the payload I am getting from the application, it should equal to response underscore payload underscore 2. Now the test case will be failed or success?
Fail.
Definitely fail. What I'm expecting is different, or what I'm getting is different. See, if you in a test, if in a suite, if you have multiple tests, okay, assume that I have 3 tests. Out of that, one is success, two are success, one is fail. In that case, your test will be showing the acknowledgement as fail. Okay, even though one test is failed, it will be shown as a fail only. Okay, now you can see the red color bar. How many executed, how many deployed, and how many executed?
One.
One is deployed and it got executed and it is failed. If you expand that suite, and here you can see test 1, just click on the test 1, and what type of error I got, what is the failure reason? You can see under MUnit errors. You need to select the test and click on MUnit errors. Can anyone read this? So not this one, sorry. Yeah, please read this. Yes, please read. Payload is
Yeah.
not as expected. Payload is not as expected. What I'm expecting? I'm expecting response underscore payload underscore 2, but response is what? From the application? Response
Payload
underscore payload underscore 1. So there is a mismatch. Obviously, it will be fail. Right? Now, on the right side, you can see some tick marks over the head of the particular components, few components. What you're able to understand from that?
They were all executed correctly.
Yeah, the call has been gone to the particular processor. But by seeing the tick mark, we cannot judge that. Right? So we need to write a test case for that also. Suppose there is a set variable. Okay, I just want to check that the call has been gone to set variable or not. That set variable is part of which flow? Subflow 1. We cannot write a test case for a subflows. So what I can do? Subflow is referenced by which processor?
Choice
Flow
flow.
reference processor in the choice flow. So we can write a test case for that. So let me write one more test case. Creating a blank test. This time I am giving a test name as verify call. Okay. So do I need to create an event again? Set event again? Yes, yes. When I write one more test case, do I need to write that event again? Create that event again? Yeah, every test is different, right? Definitely I need to create one more event, right? Otherwise I will copy this to that. Right? Set event. I created one more event. Next. What I need to write in the validation? Under MUnit tools, there is something called verify call option. Just drag and drop this verify call option here. What I need to verify? When the processor meets this flow reference, I just want to verify. So pick that processor by clicking on this pick processor. So this is the outline of your flows. So where I need to, which processor I need to pick? Subflow 1, which is referenced by flow reference in the choice flow, router. So double click on that, select the name subflow 1. Now you can see here name attribute. So save it. You need to save it. Whenever you use a pick processor, you need to save it. Okay. Next. What is this error here? Just go, whenever you have the such kind of errors, you need to go to the configuration XML. One second, let me expand that. So here I'm just expanding that. How many times you pick the processor? Only one time, right? Now you can see it is taken 3 times. Duplicates, right? Remove the duplicates. So this is the bug actually, which is already reported to MuleSoft. No need to worry. Just remove the duplicates manually. That's it. So now the error has gone. So can I deploy this application now? Yes. Only there, traffic. So it is getting deployed. So how many tests are there? 2 tests. How many will be success? How many will be fail?
One fail, one success.
One failed and one success. Okay, what is the difference between error and a failure?
Failure is something where we didn't get the expected result, but still it executed correctly.
Okay, test case is failed. Okay, error means
So error is
error.
something that is caused some error that is from the application.
Basically the syntax errors.
Right.
Yeah. So now here you can see on the left side summary, 2 are deployed and executed. Out of that, one is failed, yes, and one is success. The verify call is success because that is called. That means that set variable is called. Right. Now this is about integration. These two are integrated, and I just checked it that. So what is a unit testing? Unit testing. I just want to test the logic present only in this unit, only in this main flow. Okay, let me create one more test. Create a blank test. Now, how many tests I created? Total 3 tests in this suit. Right. Now, do I require again set event for this?
Yes.
Right. So instead of writing this set event multiple times, is it not a repeated if it is same? Yes, is it not a repeated event I am setting again and again? Is it not a duplicate
Yes.
work I am doing here? So in that case, in that scenarios, what I can do? Under MUnit module, you can see before test, after test, before suit, after suit. Let me drag and drop this before test here and drag and drop the set event over there and delete the set event at a flow level if it is same event. So how many times this set event is getting executed right now? If I deploy this suit, how many times this set event will execute?
3 times.
3 times or 1 time?
It's before test.
Before
I think it'll
every test, that means 3 times only. Yeah, it is 3 times only. So similarly, we have before suit. If you want to test any logic before entire suit, that you can write under the suit. If you want to test a logic, if it is present under, sorry, if you want to test any logic before every test, then before test. Similarly, after test and after suit. Right. So I want to execute this set event before every test. Right. So let me rename this to unit testing. Okay. Next. Here, set payload will set that event. I mean, the payload value in that event. Then that event will be processed by the flow reference. What is the flow reference is referencing to? Choice flow. It is referencing to choice flow. Now, that choice flow is an external flow, right? Unit testing means what? I want to test the logic present in this main flow only. Even though it is referencing to child flow, I don't want to execute that. So what is the step here? I want to mock. Where I want to mock, what I want to mock. Yes. Yes, please.
You want to mock in the flow reference, which is sending it to choice flow.
So I need to mock the choice flow, basically. And which processor I need to pick? We need to pick directly for flows, we cannot pick that. So it is especially pick the processor. Which processor it is? Flow reference is a processor referencing to choice flow. I need to mock that flow. Once I mock that, what are the values I'm expecting in this choice router to validate this vars.my variable? What are the values I'm expecting from the choice flow?
Payload 1.
No. From the choice flow I'm talking about. From the flow, what I'm expecting, what I'm trying to expect here, extract. What I'm trying to extract. Variable values, right?
Yeah, it's the set variable.
So basically from this choice router, I'm trying to extract the variables, right? So I need to mock the choice flow. At the same time, from that choice flow, I'm expecting some values, variable values, right? So under this, sorry, you need to click on this munit. So under this munit tools, there is something called mock when. Just drag and drop this mock when under the behavior. What I want to mock, just you need to pick that processor. So click on this pick processor. Yes. Which processor I need to mock? Which processor I need to pick here?
Choice flow, right? The one is pointing to flow reference.
Where?
In the main flow, the third one.
Yes. Double click on that, select the name. Perfect. So yeah, I just picked that processor. Okay. Flow reference is the processor and choice flow is the name. Now, what I'm expecting in return from the choice flow?
The set variable value.
So variables I'm expecting, right? Let's click on this plus sign. What is the key?
It's my variable, right?
My variable. And what is the value? Values to be written in a syntax. What is the value? My variable 1. Save it. So whenever you use the pick processor, automatically it will show some bugs. Manually, you need to delete the duplicates. So how many times? 1, 2. Delete that. And what else? Variables also. This means this one also pick processor, right? 1, 2. Just check with the root tag and the parent tag and the child tag. That's it. Now go to the message flow. The errors are gone. Now I mocked everything. Then what I'm expecting in the end? Yeah, I'm just copying this asset that logic here, but I will change it to payload 1. Okay. Now can you please tell me what is this? What is the summary for this test? Hey, what is the summary? What will be the summary here?
2 success and 1 failure.
1 second. I'm just expanding this and suit. Yeah. 2
Success.
2 success. Which test are success?
Test 2, that is verify call, and unit.
You mean to say verify call and unit?
Yeah.
Yes. But here you can see 3 by 3. 3 are deployed. Out of that, 1 error and 1 failure. Just expand that suit. Now you can see unit, verify call, test 1. So unit is a failure or error?
It's an error.
It's an error. What is that error? What is this error? I just purposefully done this because just to show you difference between a failure and error. Why? What I have written in the my variable? From the variable, am I getting a string or my variable value 1? My variable 1 value, is it a string or not? If
It's
it
a
is string, then in data view expression, we need to write in a quotes.
Yeah.
See, again, I got an error because whenever you save that application, again, it will take the duplicates. You need to be very careful, okay, while you are deleting that. Yeah. So let me run this suit. And one more thing, okay, at a time, okay, let me start this. So you understood the difference between error and a failure now? Okay, meanwhile, instead of wasting your time, I will tell last one more. See, 3 tests I have here, right? 3 tests. Out of these 3 tests, I want this test one to be ignored. I don't want this test to be tested. I want this to ignore. So right click on this test one. There is something called ignore test option. Ignore test. You can see the stop button here. That is one way. And click on this verify call. Normal left click on that. And you can see ignore test. By default it's false. Make it to true. Both are same. Right? Save it. Okay, previous scenario. Now the errors are gone. Only one failure, that is test one, because I have done that asset that to response underscore payload underscore 2. Right, now let me save this and let me run this. Can anyone tell me how many tests will be deployed, how many tests will be success, how many will be failed?
Only one will execute.
Pardon?
Only one will execute anyways.
Only one. How many will be deployed?
Yeah, because we have ignored the other 2.
Oh yeah.
So until unless you deploy, how runtime will understand ignored? Is it ignored? So 3 tests will be deployed. Out of that, 1 will be executed, 2 will be ignored. Got it? This is small difference.
Yeah. Okay.
Now you can see 3 out of 3 are deployed. Out of that, 2 are ignored. You can see the colors, ignore option. Got it? Yeah. Okay, that's all I want to talk about MUnit. Okay, just I want to give a brief on how to create the suite, how to create the test cases on that by using different options, how we can monitor that. Okay, just for your understanding purpose. Okay, understood everyone? Yeah. If you want more information on that, go to the documentation and you can explore on the MUnit again.